Hello everyone and welcome back to my slap-based tutorials. In this video we will talk about the basic octave patterns and how to play them. Octaves are the most common patterns we will play when we are playing slap-based, and which is also the best way to practice them. We have already talked about the technique before, but let's do a recap. When we slap, we use our hands' natural bouncing back up to get back in position. As for the movement comes from the arm and the wrist, both directional and rotational. Okay, those two movements. As for the plucking goes, for now we will just use our index finger. We will make it like a hook, go under the string and pluck. Okay, we don't use our finger muscles to pluck those strings. Okay, we use the natural movement of the arm. You probably already know how to play octaves, but as for the shape goes, as a recap, if you go 2 strings higher and 2 frets higher, you get an octave. In this case, 3rd fret and the 5th fret, 3rd fret of the A string, 5th fret of the G string, the C. You can use that shape anywhere on the fretboard. When you're playing octaves, the most important thing you have to pay attention to is muting. You have to mute your non-played strings with your left hand. You are not in contact with your bass, with your strings, with your right hand when you're playing slap bass. So you have to do all the muting from the left hand side. For that, you get a couple of different options. If you play your octaves with your index and pinky, what you can do is, if you play the A string and the G string, you can touch the E string with the tip of your index finger. Okay? This way the E string doesn't ring. See? Another option is, you can mute with your thumb. You can get your thumb over the fretboard and mute, lightly touch the E string and mute the E string. If you play E and D strings, you can touch the G string with the inside of your pinky and inside of your index finger. See, it's muted with both my index and pinkies. You can also choose to play your octaves with your middle and your pinky. Maybe you can't do that on the lower side of the fretboard, but as for this side goes, it's quite easy. If you play with your middle and your pinky, you can bar all 4 strings with your index finger. You should practice your octaves all around the fretboard and all 4 strings. When you go higher on the fretboard, when you're playing your octaves, the tension and the feel will change. You have to hit your strings higher to get the same volume as the lower side. As for the plucking goes, if you try to pluck too hard, the tension is too much and you can hurt yourself, okay? You have to get the feeling of it. As a recap, practice your octaves using a metronome, all 4 strings, and keep in mind with the left hand mutings, the correct hand positions, and correct slapping and popping technique. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.